Okay, welcome, my friends. This is my first daytime episode, and you get to see what my office looks like in the morning. It's still a little discombobulated. I intend on doing some housekeeping in here over the weekend. Just trying to decide whether or not I want to do all of it today or whether I kind of just want to procrastinate. Don't know yet. Um, however, today I wanted to talk about something really, really important, and this is not going to be a real long video. I hope not. Um, at, on the Making Money for Regular People Work show, I talk about finances and real life situations as they apply to regular people. Not some, advice that only applies to rich people or people who already have, um, you know, like five houses and, five rental properties and stuff like that. Like, this is from I'm speaking from, on behalf of people, not be on behalf of people. I'm speaking to people, um, who's got maybe about a couple grand in the bank, and they're looking for um alternatives, and they're looking for an idea on where to get started. Of course, I also talk about things that are a pitfall to your wealth, and this is something that's been a pitfall to my wealth. Today, I'm going to talk about credit cards. Yeah, so everybody, especially young people, you only need two credit cards max. Yeah, I know. On YouTube, there's, the you're encouraged to raise capital by getting a bunch of business credit cards. No, you don't. You don't need them. You only need one business card for your business and two personal cards for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be in a lot of trouble like me because, even if you're doing well in the stock market, 30% beats 10% all day long. Okay. And guess who gets 30% returns? That's right, your credit card companies. Some of them are even getting 33% returns and 35%, which is, really ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to beat the credit card companies. You're just not. Um, and there are some high level theories as to how you can use credit cards for rewards points, and in particular business credit cards for reward points and for cash rewards, and airplane mileage. But I'm not going to get into that because that's not something, you're not there yet. You know, and that's not something you need to be concerned about anyway, especially when you're on your first house, your first rental property, and things of that nature. Or if you're just not even there yet, and you're just trying to get your first house, let me tell you, you're going to be better off with two conventional credit cards and a PayPal credit line, to like get your furniture and stuff like that, and pay it off in 6 months with no interest. Like you're gonna be better off with tools like that because they're not robbing you blind like whom I can't, who I almost said their names, like like all credit card companies, basically. You know, even the ones with the introductory rates of 0%, because like that's how I got caught up. Getting all these credit cards, because I was doing funny things with my money, and I was collecting credit cards that had 0% balance transfer rates, and I never did pay off those balances. So, I was able to, of course, scrounge the money for the closing costs on my rental property. That's how I did it. But of course, I'm paying for it right now. I'm paying for it in time, effort, loss of sleep, having to work extremely hard at an age where I should be, back. What's the backstroke now? Backstroking, breaststroking. I think. I don't know how to swim, but like I should be relaxing with an umbrella in my drink. But I'm going to be grinding, and I'm gonna be grinding for probably 2 or 3 years. Just trying to take a realistic look at it from a realistic lens. And even then, I'm going to need credit to get out of this jam. But, you know, I digress because, like, I'm not going to talk about home equity lines of credit today. I'm not going to talk about mortgage interest today. I'm going to strictly talk about credit card debt that charge you 33%. And then if you are late on a payment, they can go up to 38%. And you don't want that. You don't want to get to a point where you're like, damn, you know what? My credit card debt is just as much as my yearly income. Because it sneaks up on you, and it sneaks up on you quick. Remember, they're charging 30% interest. You know, now I wish I could tell you that I was disciplined enough to, pay off my cards every month. Um, you know, you, you while you still have a grace period and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be here if I was. I'm not that disciplined. I'm not super disciplined, and as a result, I have a lot of debt, and I don't cut my beards because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because clippers cost money, and the money that I'll be paying towards clippers, I'm paying towards you know credit card debt number. By the way, I got 8 credit cards. I am drowning. You know, and I'm not telling you these things because I want you to feel sorry for me. I want you to learn from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, y'all work too hard. You know, pulling double shifts at the hospital, or getting your college education, and you work too hard for your money to just piss it away. To credit card debt. So, you know, my rules of thumb are no more than 2 personal credit cards. Okay. And then if you feel like they're starting you off with low credit limits, because they all start you off with low credit limits, let's just be honest. Then every 3 to 6 months, call your credit card company, and or even go online if they have an online feature, and ask them for a credit limit increase. You know, if your credit card balances are low, and you're going to pretty much get the increase, especially if your limit's low. You know, and you're following that rule of never carrying a balance that's above 30% of your credit limit, your credit line. You're good to go. You know, and chances are they'll increase your credit limit. Now, if they say no, if they tell you no, they tell you no, then you're gonna have to go in your closet, get your get the sharpest. No, I'm just kidding. Don't cut your credit cards out. If they say no, don't worry about it. You know, just try back in another 3 months. Another thing, and like this is like from I'm speaking on personal experience here. Um, Credit cards from Chase. Whenever you whenever you make a request for a credit, and this only applies to Chase credit cards that I know of. I mean, if you know of any other credit cards that does this, you know, please let us know in the comments. But basically, Chase credit card. Every time you request a credit limit increase, they put a hard inquiry on your on your credit report, and that ain't gonna go away for 2 years. You know, I think that's wrong. I think it should be a soft inquiry, just like the other credit cards. But yeah, you need to be mindful of that. So you may, I'm gonna just say this: me personally, once I pay off Chase, I'm never carrying a Chase credit card again. Never ever. I don't care how many reward points or anything or anything like that that it comes with, because it's not beneficial for me if I can't, request a credit line increase, and and get charged a hard inquiry, just because I'm asking for a credit limit increase. It's not like I'm putting in a credit card application, but that's how Chase, treats their credit cards. So they treat it as if you're reapplying. So I'd recommend staying away from, you know, Chase. I think Capital One is a good credit card. Um, what else? Discover is a good credit card. Um, Bank of America is a good credit card. So if if you're going with the major banks, go with those three. Well, two. You only want so you only get two out of them three. Okay, you do not want to be carrying three or more credit cards, because you going if you do, they're definitely gonna you know make it a painful experience for you. Right now it's painful, very painful. You know what I'm saying? So don't do it. And then this year I found out about, was it this year? No, it couldn't have been this year, because this is 22. This is January 22. Last year I found out that PayPal offers a credit line where where when you apply, they give you a credit limit of however much that you qualify for, and you could treat purchases like furniture and stuff like that, as a credit line purchase. And so, for instance, let's just say, for instance, Best Buy is running a 0% promotion on TVs or on a refrigerator. Yeah, let's go with the refrigerator because you young people, as soon as y'all get out of college, in a year or two, y'all gonna buy houses. Y'all gonna buy yourselves a house. You know what I'm saying? So that you're not, so that you're not throwing your money away in rent. I'm gonna just say it. I know I'm a landlord. I know I'm gonna catch heat for it, but it is what it is. If you are fortunate enough to not have to rent, I would recommend starting your young life buying a house and even cutting the most expensive part of your household expenses by, anywhere from $200 to $300. Now, this is not financial advice. There's just some things that I be saying because, it's been my life experiences that mortgages are usually cheaper than rent. But keep in mind that you will be responsible for maintenance on your home. So, like, you gotta clean your gutters. If your air conditioner malfunctions, you need to fix it. If your furnace malfunctions, you need to fix it or replace it. So keep in mind that this comes with holding costs, even though that's not technically the definition of holding costs. But there's a cost to maintain housing, but it's still cheaper than renting, and you cannot buy down your equity like you can in a house. Ain't no rental lease giving you no equity. You know, I mean, so what I think it is like I think we get into habits, where our grandparents rented, then our parents rented, and now we rent, and you know, nothing wrong with renting, but I know if I'm gonna be in the area, then it's better to buy a house, and it's better to buy a house that's a fixer upper under a 203K renovation loan, where you can basically improve the house, and force up the equity over time. Again, not financial advice. I'm not telling you that you guaranteed to do anything. I'm just letting you know what my experiences have been in life. And keep in mind that also we're in the midst of a housing boom. So, you know, when you buy in the midst of a housing bust, depreciation is just going to be slower. But do not get credit cards. 30% interest. Like, you could buy a house. Well, as of January 15th, you could 2022, you can buy a house, at 3 to 4% interest rates. Why the hell would you give 30% to a credit card company when you can buy a house that you can entertain friends at for 3 to 4%? just makes no sense. If you have a choice between a house and credit card debt, buy the house. Spend your money on the house. Don't get caught up shopping and even at home, because Home Depot did it for me. Home Depot and Menards, swipe, swipe, swipe. And that stuff added up fast. It added up faster than what I was paying. So, but if you can buy a house, and you don't have to have a great credit score. I mean, a 620 will get you in a FHA contract, and most lenders, if you have a bank that's discriminating, just go to a mortgage broker and get your loan through there. I personally recommend the 203K loan because you could buy a piece of trash and I was going to say turn to cash, but again, I don't give financial advice, but you can, with the 203K loan, you could buy a home in a good neighborhood, a decent neighborhood, and the price may be lower than the rest of the neighborhood, much lower than the rest of the neighborhood, because it needs work. But you can get in that house, put the work in, get the money for the mortgage, get the money for the rehab, and still, in most cases, again, I'm not promising anything, but in most cases, you will have a fully renovated home that you still pay less than value for, and that is cheaper than the rent in a ghetto. So keep that in mind. Oh my goodness, I was gonna keep this short. I swear, my plan for my videos is 15 minutes each, especially when I have credit card. When I start talking about credit cards and stuff like that. But I guess I kept emphasizing my pain and emphasizing what you can do with money when you're not spending 30% interest trying to pay off high balances. So, especially to my young men, because young women get it. There's more. I mean, go to a title company. Well, I don't know if they'll let you in if you ain't doing business. But more and more young women are buying their own homes. And so, men, I swear, if the things that you do when you're young is going to dictate your life, by the time you get 50. Okay? And I know 50-year-olds who are living in what I call single room colonies. Basically, it's a single family house where 9 or 10 men each occupy a room. You know where I'm going with this. For about $300 a month. One guy was bragging to me a couple years ago that he was paying $200 a month, and all he has in there is his hot plate and his George Foreman grill, and he was bragging that he was in such good health because he was 50 years old, with no diabetes, no high blood pressure. But And look, it's great to be in good health. No diabetes, no high blood pressure. Because I struggle with my blood pressure. Just you know, just so you know. Um, yeah, even a good looking person like me have things that I struggle with. Um, and so yeah, simplifying your life does help. I will admit, like I just bought a NutriBullet for myself for Christmas. And like that helps me get more healthy smoothies in and things like that. And I still haven't used that thing to its full capability. So, you know, but like, just simple things like that can make dramatic changes to your life and to your health. But I still don't want to live in no single room. I'm not 50 yet. You know what I'm saying? But when I get there, I'd imagine that you know that I want to. Well, I hope that I'm married by that time, and I have a wife that that I share a home with instead of just being single. Like I am now. Um, but if I was single, I still wouldn't want to live in no single room with a bunch of men. I'll never buy into that. And then another reason you want to just and this is a non financial aspect of it. Look, women love a homeowner. Even me. Excuse me. Even me. I just tend to screw things up romantically because I just be saying the wrong things and doing the wrong things um, after I start getting comfortable. So don't be like me. Um, be nice to women. Um, be playful with women. Um, be happy around women. And you know, if you have a house, be generous with your house. Let them come over, eat dinner, and you'll find that you'll be happier too. But you can't do any of this stuff if you're constantly spending 30% and just donating 30% interest every month to the credit card companies. And then for those of you who are in that kind of shape, if you have some equity in your home, and at least this is what I would do. If I had some equity in my home and and I had some credit card debt that was costing me 30% every month, what I would do, and again, this is not financial advice. You need to do your own research, and you need to, and determine for yourself whether or not this is the right move. But you need to. I would just refinance that 30% into a home equity line of credit, which is about 5%, I think, and pay that down. And two things will happen. One, your credit cards will be paid off. Two, when you pay that HELOC off, now you got another line of credit that you can use, to invest in real estate or stock or llamas. Now, don't be buying no. It's enough people buying tropical animals and then not realizing what the care entails, and just abandoning them in streams and lakes and stuff, and just messing up the whole ecosystem. So don't do that. But you can even buy a car with a HELOC. Yeah, I mean, especially if your credit's kind of shaky. Um, you could probably buy a car at about 5%, 4%, as opposed to 20 that you normally pay on a new car, because you've had some history. Not judging you, Glenn. Do not judge at all. I'm just here to have these conversations with you so that you can think about these things, and with some level of educated thought. Um, Also, another reason to get a 203k loan is because the 203k loan requires that you have credit counseling before you close on the loan. Yeah, yeah. And that's some helpful information, man. But unfortunately, I was on a path of, just ramping up balances, but even back then. But back then, I had money. I used to make money. That's okay though. By next year, I'm going to be making, $100,000 and over. And I know Anton Daniels is saying 100,000 ain't enough. Look, for me, with no credit card debt, 50 is enough. 52,000 is enough. Okay? It's not about how much you make. It's about what you do with it. Um, if you're not carrying a heavy debt load, you don't need 100,000. But let me tell you something though. Because since I went over anyway, I might as well just go over to 40. But a lot of, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. This is especially true with a lot of black folks. But like, I know there's infomercials and online advertising and things of that nature that targets a lot of white people too. But I'm speaking to my black people right now. Because black people tend to have these unrealistic aspirations that are based on nothingness other than what's the word that I'm looking for? Other than oh, I'm reaping, and I'm claiming my blessings. Like, if all you have is aspirations and no plans, and you're just trying to reap, and you're just trying to claim your blessings and everything, then you have nothing. You have nothing. because you still need a strategy to meet your aspirations. And y'all be having the you know what I'm saying? Like y'all be trying to be attain the level of wealth that you see on TV from celebrities. Celebrities who, by the way, rent those mansions and rent everything that you see on Love and Hip Hop. You know, those Bentley cars and all the other stuff. They rent that stuff. That's not reality. Look, reality for a normal individual who comes from a working class background or who may even come from poverty, but like there's a lot that you need to overcome when you come from poverty. So I'm just gonna say working class. Because that's been, you know, I relate to working and middle class families because that's where I come from. A normal aspiration and success when you're in that income bracket. The definition of success is about average. Is being an average American. And I know that ain't sexy to hear, but average is successful. You know, an average American owns a house. They have food in the fridge at all times. Their kids may or may not go to private school. Nothing wrong with either one. They live in a nice neighborhood. They have 2 cars in the driveway. One for the wife, one for the husband. Make sure in that situation the wife drives the better car. You'll be much happier as a man. Yeah, I know y'all. I know y'all. I know y'all brothers love y'all cars, and y'all need to get out of that shit too. That's another story, another topic for another channel, even. You know, um, yeah, it's not Bentleys, it's not gaudy jewelry, it's not Gucci dresses for your wife. Although she might possess one or two, she might even possess a Louis Vuitton bag, but it's about the important stuff is meeting your needs because you can't because when times get rough, you cannot cut open that purse and put it on a plate and eat it, can you? You can't eat no Louis Vuitton, no Gucci, or none of that. So we need to get out of this, idea of the word I was looking for was manifesting. You know, we need to get out of this habit of lusting to be materialistic because it ain't even what you need. A lot of times, y'all need to learn how to how to plant a collard green or a turnip and grow some food. I mean, that's true wealth. But like I'm getting into topics that's, I don't want to get into because like I can go into, my point of view and philosophy all I want, and I'm long winded as you can see. I don't this is supposed to be a 15-minute video. But look, manifesting without a plan, means nothing. you're not going to get anything. And like a lot of y'all don't have a plan. Y'all don't have a workable plan, you know. And every year y'all talking about y'all gonna manifest a $500,000 house and a Bentley car. And last year, your net income was $33,000 or $40,000. Like, and don't get me wrong, you can work with $40,000, but your house ain't gonna be 500,000. You're probably gonna be driving a used car, and it don't need to be in this climate anyway. It's a work from home climate. You don't need all. You don't need to be flashy or showy. I'm certainly not. You know, and when I go by and when it comes to my rental property, I don't juice it. You know, my primary concern is that my tenants are in are occupying a safe, habitable home, and that whatever their needs, as they arise are, I take care of them, even if it means sacrificing myself sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's what's really important in life. Just humanity and things like that. Of course, we need currency and we need money to survive. And so that's why I created this channel for working people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you to, you know, put your life savings in a mutual fund because you're not there yet. Now, you can put some of that money in a mutual fund, ETF or whatever. But you're not there yet. So, like, why would I tell you to do something that I wouldn't even do? I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? But like, the reason why I was inspired to create this channel is because I was able to matriculate, some good financial success. Just from buying real estate. And then that led to, me being able to see how other investments could benefit, such as dividend stock. I love dividend stock. And even cryptocurrency, even though I don't consider myself an expert at that, but a lot of people have experienced nice returns on cryptocurrency. The only thing I'm afraid for is that they put in 100% of their cash and their net worth into cryptocurrency, because it's a lot of people that I know, that's all they have is their under the mattress money. And that's a dangerous proposition considering how volatile cryptocurrency is. But because of the volatility, there's also there's also a possibility for extremely great gains. And so I say to people, put about 5% of whatever you made last year into cryptocurrency. Or if you're, more established and you've been investing for years, okay, put about 5% of your net worth into cryptocurrency. I still believe that stocks are way more stable, and so I'm comfortable with putting a much more significant amount of my money in the stocks. But honestly, it's been my experience that real estate, has the biggest returns, because you could buy it. But the thing about real estate is it also requires money. It requires significant money to be invested. That's why I say your first house, get your first house on a 203K rehabilitation loan so that you can learn the rehab game and, so you can learn how to rehab and work with contractors on the cheap before you decide to, do anything that's more sophisticated, such as getting hard money lenders involved, and look, my initial plan was to get a 2 flat on a 203K loan, but I'm glad I didn't, because you're just not gonna like living amongst tenants. Some people do, and I probably could learn how to do so if I had gotten it, but it's peaceful just to come home to a single family home and not have to be bothered with anybody above me or below me or directly on the side of me. So, that's but like but if that doesn't, bother you, yeah, get you a 2 flat. You know. Get you a 2 flat and let your tenant pay your mortgage. And then in a year or two, when you're ready to move out of there, you know, refinance it to a conventional loan, and you know, and then the rest. Now you can get your forever home. Well, I don't like calling personal homes forever homes because as this is a nice starter house, 4 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. It's comfortable, and yeah, I could live. I be by myself. I could live in it forever. But honestly, I just know that I'm going to get a more expensive home, a bigger home, a more extravagant home. Well, what I really, want to do is have that bigger, more extravagant home on 10 acres at least. But that's just me. Don't let my dreams dictate your dreams. Come up with your own dreams. But like the reason I want to own acreage is because I want to grow food. And I don't even think I'm gonna grow an acre of food. It's probably gonna come out. But like I still like to have options, and land, allows you to have options. But enough of my rambling. You know, Look, realize that you don't have to have $1 million to be successful. I know. The retirement people and everything, they tell you need $2 million in your 401k in order to be able to retire. Y'all not gonna retire. I'm gonna just give y'all the bad news. Y'all not going to retire. I'm not going to retire. And it's not because you don't have enough money. It's because we are creatures of habit, and we need something to do. We need something to do. So when we retire, we're just gonna open up a business that we always wanted to do, or something, you know. And as you get older, you get smarter, hopefully, as long as you remain a student. Um, and as long as you're not paying, just remember, if you're not paying 30% to creditors, you're smarter than most of the population, because that's one of the middle class traps is credit. Okay, again, I do like. I just want to reiterate, I do like PayPal's line of credit because they don't charge interest for 6 months on your PayPal purchases, and so that's enough. So, like, if I want to buy a refrigerator on time, and it's about 2,500, then that gives me time to pay that thing down and pay it off. Instead of just putting it on the credit card all at one whop, or having to come up with 25K all at one whop. I might want to just put down $1,000 and then, you know, pay off the rest in a few months. And that's a better deal than paying 30% on a regular credit card. But you need regular credit cards because, I mean, if you like travel, right? And like, one, you need it to establish your credit. Two, you can't get on no plane, on no train, on no automobile without it. So, you know, it's a necessary evil. And I do emphasize evil when it comes to credit cards. Good credit card is more, good credit rather. Good credit is mortgages, mortgage interest rates, and stuff like that. Because when you get in a jam, or when you just want to leverage your credit, like I said, 5% is better than 30, because nothing in the stock market can beat a 30% interest rate that you're paying out. I don't even think crypto's returns are that huge, unless you get lucky and just select the right coin. But that takes a lot of luck. So I encourage you not to pay 30%. And let's just get back on that manifesting, and then I'm going to just close out, because a lot of Black people's entire plan to accumulate wealth is just manifesting some wealth from the sky, as if it drops down from the sky like manna. No, this is not how this works. And y'all also make the mistake of believing that that money just multiplies just like that, because y'all be watching drug addict singers and rappers and movie stars and stuff like that, when y'all really need to be watching somebody in real life who actually accumulated wealth on their own, independently. And another thing, you're not gonna fix the wealth gap by investing in stocks or investing at all. You're not even going to fix the wealth gap by becoming wealthy. Nah, because those the dominant society stole too much from our ancestors. They stole our businesses. They stole our land. the stuff that we were supposed to inherit from them. They stole too much of that from us. And then on top of that, they killed our talented 10% of our ethnic group. They killed our biggest, our brightest, our strongest men. That's not You cannot overcome that. You cannot overcome that by investing nickels. You only overcome that by demanding, either negotiating a deal where you can get a equitable amount back, or you steal it back. But y'all not about that life, so you know. Um, but I can tell you, that one, you don't need $1 million. Two, $100,000 is a lot of money. If you make $100,000, let's think about it. If you make $100,000, you're not looking at prices in the grocery store anymore. You're not caring about prices in the grocery store. Even with this high inflation. Now, is 100,000 would it worth what it was back in the 80s? No, it's not nowhere close. But it's still a lot of money. And if you make $100,000 consistently on a yearly basis, then you could potentially accumulate some significant wealth. Like at that clip, you could buy one rental property every year, and then you can invest your cash flow into the stock market, and you see how this thing just start multiplying. Like, forget about Bentley. Be concerned with improving your lives. That's true wealth. So my name is Glenn from the Make Money for Regular People work. I guess you call it podcast or video cast, or whatever. And I'll see y'all later. Deuces.